Let's get off the dock. We've seen enough of Bimini and now we're moving on across the Great Bahama Bank for several hours. We may be driving at night or anchoring somewhere along the way. We'll see. We'll see where it takes us today. I don't even know. That's the fun part. How many blueies? Like 20 blueies?
Unknown blueies.
An unknown number of blueies. We have this very fun thing where the kids always ask, are we there yet? How much longer? Are we there yet? And their favorite cartoon is Bluey, which is about 30 minutes. And so we just say, oh, we have 3 more blueies left, or we have 6 more blueies. Or as we cross-country'd it here, we had like
Mom, you could always flip it around
72 blueies.
Flip it around into your face.
Okay, we're pulling lines here.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you will pull that line.
Okay, can you video?
Now, Mom.
Okay, here we go.
Mom, if you flip it, you can see your face right
Okay,
here.
Skipper did this trick to where we don't even have to get off the dock to pull the line. We just have to undo it here. And then pull it in. Let's get the okay when Daddy's ready. Should we pull it, or are you doing the back stern first? Skipper, pull it?
Yep.
That wasn't very graceful, but we got it up. Yay! And we're off! Off to our next adventure.
Stow these lines.
Now my job is to stow the lines.
Get working, crew.
Stow the lines.
For your 1 ounce of rum, you better get the lines in. Get the fenders
Too
in.
bad I don't
Swab the
drink
deck.
rum. You better have some good champagne.
I will take your portion. We do look
Okay.
like a junkyard with all this stuff.
I'll get it. It's drying out.
Bye-bye, Bimini. Look how awesome this is.
And we are off, setting out of the channel to make our way up to the Berry Islands from Bimini. You see a stingray? Oh, I see it.
Mom, me too.
Oh my gosh, these waters are so shallow, it's unbelievable. So it's deep enough here for us to be driving and enough water under the keel that we're not hitting sand, but just like 30 feet to the right, it's like a sandbank. And it's everywhere. It's magnificent. I am still dreadfully nervous that our children are going to fall over because they still run on the boat. They still don't follow the rules, but we're working on it. We are working on it. We have the flag of the Bahamas flying. We have cleared custom and we are good for 90 days.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and a radio.
Unreal. Look at the color. Oh, look at the rays underneath. Look at the color.
This beach.
Oh, it's like a different color of turquoise now. Now we have aqua to turquoise to cerulean blue to navy blue way out there to deep blue.
Stingray.
I want to go to that beach.
Where?
Those ladies are. Looks fantastic.
Another one.
Oh, they're everywhere. Oh, that one has spots.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
Mom, a plane's racing us.
I see a plane is racing us. And tell everyone what we got to see this morning twice. What did we see? What did we see take off and land?
Water plane.
A seaplane. It was so cool. Right in front of us was the runway. Okay, we are now out of the channel and we have to make a very careful cut. Because if we go just a couple feet the wrong direction and we are hitting ground. Another stingray? Okay, so red right returning, green on the right when you're going out to sea. What? Put my hands up, they're playing my song, the butterflies fly away, not in my head like yeah. That's your favorite song, right, Hen? No. No, he actually likes, what's the one with much as we are wanting to leave Bimini, we just are like meandering slowly out of here because the water is just too beautiful. We're like debating to stop the boat and swim, although we are in the middle of a channel like a freeway, so we can't necessarily stop in the middle unless no boats are around. I wish all my friends and family were here with us so you could see it. It's like amazing. So you should buy your next plane ticket. Where's our next stop, Skipper?
Tijuana.
Okay, that's not true. We're not. The next stop is the Berry Island. So buy yourself a plane ticket and meet us there. We'll pick you up.
Mom, what's that island?
Is it an island? You got no life jacket. You're breaking a boat rule.
What?
And we're moving.
Mom,
What?
where are the plates?
Uh-oh, you need a plate? Does that mean you're making your own snack?
In the crackers.
You want a cracker?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go make a snack. This is boating with a toddler. Of course they don't eat. Well, Hudson's not toddler anymore. He's in like kindergarten almost, but of course they don't eat the meal you cooked for them. So now we're going to make a snack. What would you like? So I asked the question, since we have to go 100 nautical miles and we're kind of putzing around right now at 5.2 knots, 8 feet deep. What if we just do 2 engines full throttle? How fast will we get there?
Should have bought a speedboat.
I'm just hypothetically speaking. If we were to put 2 engines full throttle,
Hey,
one
whoa, no life jacket on, outside the boat, engine going.
story of our lives.
Hey
Children who
dude,
don't
seriously. Sorry.
listen. Okay, it's so beautiful. Well, we got a long ways to go. 100 nautical miles. So hypothetically speaking, if we were to put 2 engines full throttle, how fast are we gonna get there?
So close to my face. I don't know. It's a headwind.
It's a headwind.
Got 8 knots on the nose. It's pretty nice. But
It's very pleasant. It's like houseboating weather right here. It's fantastic.
houseboating weather.
Yeah, it's like glorified houseboating right now. The most beautiful ocean you could ever imagine. It's turquoise, aqua blue, cerulean blue, every color blue you could think of for just miles and miles and miles. For a
some cheddar bunny.
How would you compare this to houseboating, Finn?
1,000% much better.
Okay, so we're going 5 knots, and it's so beautiful, but what if we put 2 engines full throttle? We got 1 engine on, going 5 knots. He's escaping my question.
Do the math. You're
Do the
a
math.
teacher.
Well, we would, but I don't have internet. 'Cause I
Internet.
cheat, and
Supposed
I
to do-
cheat, and I use the online
You're gonna
calculators.
do long division.
One little turn to the right, and we are super shallow. Reef everywhere.
Okay.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Can we just anchor here tonight? Like just drop an anchor right here.
Whatever you want to do.
Would we get run over by other boats?
Yep.
He said yes, we would get run over if we anchored here, but it's so beautiful that I could anchor here. The trick is, the closer you get to land, you gotta be super careful because you'll either run aground into coral. It's very strategic planning. You gotta look at the real map, you gotta look at the Raymarine map. Multi-sources to get your answer to that question. There.
Whoa! It's over there.
He's gonna jump! He's gonna jump! Woo! Hi, buddy! Oh, he's faster than us! Look at how fast he's going! He's so fast! He's right under us!
He's looking
Uh-oh! Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
He was just looking at you.
Oh, there's another one right there. Is that something? Hey, you need a life jacket, buddy.
That was so cool.
That was so cool! He was like racing us!
He turned around and he was looking at us.
Aww. We are finally living the dream. Skip says it's actually better than the dream because we just saw a dolphin, and not only did we just see it, he kind of played with us because he was first way out there, then he came closer and he was like trying to race the boat, and then he went to the right of the boat, turned around and looked at us, and then buzzed off. He's like so cool. Let's pick it up, but the wind is kind of at our nose and just under the 30 mark, so we're not really in that range to be able to throw out our big fat north sails that are amazing. So it's amazing. It is incredible. The color of the water is unreal.
It's got little leaves on the water, but I think it's time. Once we get to the clearest part of that water, let's jump in.
The water is the most brilliant turquoise you could ever imagine. And it just goes for days. Shallow for days. We just hit another level of turquoise, so I'm gonna walk back because it's on autopilot
Level of turquoise.
and
Look at
see how many feet deep we are because it looks pretty darn shallow, like we're gonna run aground. Who's driving the boat? It is 6.7 feet deep. And what we've learned, that actually means you need to add 5 feet because the keel. So we're actually about 11 or 12 feet deep. And it says we have 4 hours and 45 minutes to make it to our waypoint, which is not even anywhere near an island. It's actually in the middle of the Great Bahama Bank. So our plan, I think, is to anchor tonight in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of an ocean like this.
Hey, Mommy.
Because we do not want to go through the tongue of the ocean in the middle of the night. We want to go when it's light out. Because I think the swells and the waves might be a little nasty. And then, hopefully, we make it to the very islands. We're still We're stopping in the middle of the ocean.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Does it feel amazing?
Oh, I thought that was
Did you get salt up your nose? Salt water's good. It's cleansing. Kills the
rope,
bugs
hold
and
the rope.
heals you.
I'm gonna get my husband. Wait, I forgot to release
Super
the tape.
salty.
Is it? You're swimming in the middle of the ocean. Hold on to the rope.
They have these things you could tow that is a board that you could go down and just get towed behind the boat. It looks so fun.
Like behind a catamaran or behind a ski boat?
Behind anything. No, it's like it's a paddle. And you go like this and it goes under so you can hold your breath and then come back up.
Oh, weird. Alright, we have hit the proper angle that we can now put up our main sail.
Under sail in the Bahama Bank, and it is cool. These sails are actually, I mean, really amazing. This boat's not supposed to be pointed at 35 degrees into the wind, doing 5.2 knots in 8 knots true, from what I hear. But we're doing it. Right, little man? Oh, you're rocking socks, tall socks. That's a good look. We had a dolphin visit for our first real experience. Super, super awesome. Let's see what our stats are. It's so exciting to be a stat guy, huh? Okay. We've got 4.8 knots and we have 7.7 true. And we are at 45 degrees into the wind now. Okay, update. We have now turned one engine on. We have left the main up, which is motor sailing. We threw one line out, even though this is kind of probably barracuda territory, but at least maybe the kids could have fun reeling that in. Certainly will not eat that. However, some people love it. So it is 5 knots of wind coming at 30 degrees. So we decided to kick an engine on. So there you have it. Update. We're trying to time it to be at the tongue of the ocean. It's sun up, so we're gonna kind of do this all night long.
We have been motoring slash sailing in light winds since lunchtime. And if you look around, we cannot see a darn thing. We are in the middle of nowhere. Really, we are off grid. You're saying we are well stocked. What are we doing? Why are we turning?
That's on auto.
That's weird. Autopilot, it made a hard left and a right. Were we going around something? Is that a cruise ship?
Celebrity Bimini?
Well, Celebrity's a cruise ship. I see lights in the distance, up to the left. Skip's enjoying his first cigar. Do we not know what's going on right now?
just gonna do autopilot circles.
It's like Dumb and Dumber. You went how many miles in the wrong direction? Is that what they say? Something like that. There you go. Now you got your right life jacket on. Now we can find you if you fall in. But you still can't go on the sides or past the point. The kiddos have watched Moana probably like 4 times now since we've been on day 2 of our adventure. Day 2, and we are in the middle of the Great Bahama Bank trying to make our way to the Exumas.
Celebrating a very good day. Next update, we are in night mode, except for these clowns. Watching a movie. So we are tracking nothing. I can see a light over there. It's a couple cruise ships. We have a glow going on in the water. If you look at this, it's pretty awesome. We're about to barbecue.
So it's 3 a.m. and we stopped about 2 hours ago to anchor. We're about 18 nautical miles away from the tongue of the ocean. And we've been awakened by a radar alarm, and it said there was a dangerous MARPA moving our way, and it was a moving vessel that was not fully well lit correctly, and it was a little scary because it looked like he was right on our path coming toward us. So Skip beeps the horn once, and they were probably a local boat that goes woohoo back. So anyways, now we're up, and we're probably going to pull the anchor and start making our way again to the tongue of the ocean. But while we're up and before we start moving, the autopilot was a little wonky before we got here. And going at a low speed, the autopilot was like zigzagging super hard left and right, left and right. So Skip's tinkering with that to see if we can problem solve why it's not going relatively straight. He's down on the engine hatch right now. This is our anchor path. Usually Skip's at the helm and I'm pulling up the anchor, but the new anchor, a mantis anchor, was installed by the team there in Danny Beach, and it was a little bit coiled and wrapped up, so he is pulling the anchor and I'm maneuvering the boat. The good news about being up so early, I suppose, is that we're going to get to see the fabulous sunrise probably in the next couple hours here. Starting to rise at 6:41 a.m. We have about 55 minutes to our next waypoint. Where's that again?
Northwest Shoal.
Northwest Shoal. Wow, look at that. I don't know if you can see it well on this, but it looks brilliant. Gigantic, round, orange sunshine.
We are 2 hours from the tongue of the ocean.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
The sea creatures.
It's gonna be...
Sea creatures.
Is that where it's the legend of the 2-headed sea monsters?
Sure. The tongue of the ocean is a name of a region of much deeper water in the Bahamas, separating the islands of Andros and New Province. Toto, or the tongue of the ocean, obviously is shaped like a tongue, relatively flat-bottomed, and measuring, check this one out, depths from around 3,600 feet in the south to over 6,600 feet in the north. Besides scary 2-headed sea creatures, the tongue of the ocean offers world-class fishing, and we are psyched to be heading right in there for sunup.
No land for miles and miles. The sun looks pretty gorgeous. We're reading through our cruiser's guide, and there are all these K's, which are actually pronounced keys, and I question Skip on that, because if you have the Florida Keys, which are pronounced keys, and then you have all these K's that are everywhere, it seems like it would be a different pronunciation. However, according to this cruiser's guide, a K, C-A-Y, is actually pronounced key, K-E-Y. So there we go. I learned something new this bright and early morning.
Shows who did not study any of the cruising grounds.
I did not
whatsoever.
study because we have an excellent captain who's very good at that kind of stuff. It's 7:40 a.m. and we're starting to approach the Northwest Channel, which is very narrow, and everywhere else surrounding is super shallow. So we're starting to see some movement. We see a sailboat. We see another vessel, which is I guess always reassuring when like we're first timers out on the ocean at night by yourself. It's kind of like a new reality, a new dimension that we're not quite used to. So we're off to the Berry Islands. Good morning, my beautiful children. So we are enjoying this morning the last of our treats, our cinnamon rolls that are gluten-free, not sugar-free, but gluten-free, from Mariposa Bakery that we had shipped to Florida before we left. So enjoy every last bite. I need to help Daddy navigate through this narrow channel.
I'm back that one.
Because the book says visual navigation is necessary at all times. So I better get visually navigating. And Skip, being the angler that he is attempting to catch another fantastic fish at the tongue of the ocean, where it is the playground for fishermen because the waters are very deep.
I hope you're visually navigating.
We are officially in the tongue of the ocean at unrecognizable depths. On.
What?
Put your life jacket on. All right. Skipper thinks it was possibly a wahoo. And why do you think it was a wahoo?
Took off running fast, really fast, and it snapped the line, cut the line, like a razor. Look at this.
And why wouldn't it be a barracuda? Possibly.
Barracuda's gonna go.
Okay.
What are you
Well,
doing?
shucks. They liked Finney's lure. The Scooby lure is out.
You start seeing us go through a different shade, you gotta let me know. See, we were actually going right for a reef.
Yeah. Wouldn't you know? Gotta look at different shades of blue. This is where the book says visual navigation is required in all areas. It looks... Oh, fish on! Fish on! Fish on! Did he take another lure?
No, he just spit it out, thank goodness.
Oh, well that's an easy one. You don't have to
Yeah.
deal with his sharp teeth.
Well, they stink like crap too.
Oh, they stink? Hey, Hud, you got socks and it's slippery, dude. Sit. Sit. 2 bites within 5 minutes. That's Daddy's fish magic.
Yep. It works all the time, unless it doesn't.
Land ho! A little sliver of land in the distance. After making it through the Great Bahama Bank,
Oh yeah.
which was quite delightful.
What do you hear? What do you say, Finny?
Good.
You go, Lando!
Lando.
Lando?
Lando.
Land ho?
Lando.
Land whoa.
Lando.
Our debate is whether to anchor for the night in one of the keys, like Chubb or Little Whale, and be able to rest and actually have a good night's sleep for the night, and explore in the dinghy, or Moana movie marathon. From Fort Lauderdale to Bimini, left at 4 a.m. Stayed a little bit in Bimini for maybe less than 24 hours and left at lunchtime and motored and sailed all night, all day, through the candy cane forest, the kids would say, like elf, to get to, we're like 2 nautical miles away from Chubb. And we're gonna anchor somewhere near Whale Key, or Little Whale Key, and we're gonna get the dinghy, have a picnic, and explore. It's been lack of sleep, and we are tired, and we need a beverage. We are in the land of shallow waters, and you're not even gonna believe what just happened. Maybe you could guess, but all of a sudden, our depth gauge decides not to work. And it's like super shallow reef in all sorts of areas that can actually make you run aground. So possibly there's something blocking it under the boat, or maybe it's like an electrical malfunction, because we did have a whole bunch of that when they were installing some stuff at the marina. So I don't know, let's see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, a little prayer to God that we will make it to our anchorage, drop the anchor successfully, and crack open a well-deserved cocktail. We've been motoring / sailing for over 24 hours.
Oh my God.
Okay, I have to say this is pretty beautiful. White sand beach, a lighthouse. Did you get the depth gauge working again? I don't know, maybe it looks like 8 or 10 feet.
We're up here.
What?
The dark stuff.
Oh, okay. This is amazing. I tell you what, we're gonna take the dinghy to that beach because it looks delightful. We're just about ready to cross a dark patch here. It looks the same as back there. Oh my gosh, my visual depth navigating is not good. Definitely not good. I need improvement in this area.
That looks shallow.
That looks super shallow. Like super shallow. It looks like that sandy blue, where it's kind of that greenish color.
Mom?
And that lighthouse looks pretty awesome.
Mom?
Anchor is going down. Like bridal lesson. And what does the bridle help?
Shackle.
The shackle. The
This is our
special
shackle.
shackle that had to get special ordered.
This is our soft shackle.
Soft shackle from West Marine.
Actually, I think we borrowed it from Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Who has a Leopard 50 that didn't go pick up his, and then we took it, and then they built another one for him, so he doesn't even know.
Captain Richard hooked us up. That's what happened right there.
All right,
Okay,
we'll
so
hook that up.
soft shackle through the chain with the bridle attached, and what does that do?
It's going to put the strain on the bridle instead of the...
Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Woo! All right, so you lower enough chain to take the stress off that and put it all on that.
All right, we lowered the chain enough to put the stress on the bridle and not on the chain. There you have it. Oh, hang on. We got to remember to close the latch. So a little bit. There we go. A little bit back down. All right, Skipper just dived down to check the anchor, and our rockna is like a rock. I think I said mantis earlier, but that's the one.
Hey,
we
from the
maybe
neck
got.
up. Come on.
From the neck up. Oh my gosh, this water is incredible, and you guys just can't wait to swim. That's the only thing you want to do on the whole planet is just jump in the water and swim because it's so hot.
Look at how deep we are here.
We may or may not be touching ground. It looks awfully close. Scooby, you look beautiful. Our new floating home. Eddie's gonna dive down.
You got me wet.
He's diving down to check and see how deep. How deep is the keel from the sand? Well, obviously it's floating, so it can't be touching ground, but it might be awfully close. How deep is it?
It
Estimating.
is a couple feet under our keel.
A couple feet under the keel.
That is about as
It's
cool
incredible. Is this the coolest water you've ever seen? It's so exciting! We're here!
Yeah, that surf right there. Look at that.
This is unreal. We are taking the dinghy to a sandbar in the middle of a bay. It's unreal.
Oh, that feels nice. You have to feel that. That feels so nice. Have you a melon? Have you a melon?
Sure, you can have some melon.
Well, it's melon.
Get it out of our... We made it! We found a little slice of paradise in the middle of nowhere. A little sandbar literally in the middle of the bay. You have to walk the dinghy in. And we're getting ready to crack our celebratory beverage. Skipper found me a gluten-free Session IPA made with quinoa and millet, I think. And I never drink beer, so this is going to be a real treat.
Glue it, okay?
Just be delicate.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Nana, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the thumbs up button.